looking good here for
de faire le round-up.
an on-time entry for both teams.
Ok, bah ouais.
Orient Express are in, and now in comes Alinghi Red Bull Racing. How aggressive are they going to be?
All going to be about staying on the foils here in this pre-start. Absolutely critical to keep the boat going fast. You know, 35, 40 knots. The faster you go, the more airflow you have around the sail. So it's really important to keep the boat going fast here, Shirley.
Too risky to be aggressive, don't you think? I mean, just really keep it simple. Pick your moment to jibe back around, and we can see them using the whole length of the box there.
Yep, the dirty air coming off the sails of the boat there. You have to be really careful not to sail back through that dirty air if you can avoid it. Even sailing back to your own dirty air, big penalty.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing choosing to lead back to that start line.
Inside the last 60 seconds of the opening race.
On est sous la ligne actuelle. Ok, t'es loqué. Ouais, tu peux pousser un dernier. 2 tout kill pin.
Aggressive manoeuvre by Orient Express Racing.
Overlap, happy to stand 5. Okay, they're going up again.
Ok, late pin.
4, close to pin line.
30 seconds and counting.
3, a bit. Okay, 2, 5, 1, 5, till the line. 2, 4,
I'm on distance here.
15. And goes. Low exit max. Open for the commit. Open. 10 and 4 up. 9, 8, 7, 8. Are racing? 5. Passion? 4. 3, 2, 1.
It's a go. We are racing in race 1 of the Louis Vuitton Cup, and now it's the point of no return for all 5 challengers. Who's got the fastest boat? Who will challenge Emirates Team New Zealand? It's a long way to go, and it starts now. Rossa bang on into the start box at 2:10. Good signs already. 2 minutes, and Emirates Team New Zealand are allowed in. Pretty much bang on, maybe a second or 2 behind. Let's go.
2, 1, foot down. Go properly line first.
Happy one. Cut the corner later, but at the moment he's staying up.
Hey, Granny 50 through.
Coming down a bit.
A little bit more breeze. We heard Francesco Bruni say that. You can take more risks, get more involved.
Yep. Stand by, guys. 2, 1, 4 down.
Finally. And switch up.
He's up. You can miss it a bit down.
Take us is good.
Probably.
Jimmy Spittle steering Luna Rossa, heading back to the start. Still a lot of time to go.
They're just on boat low. Actually, they're below boat lay on our numbers here. They might come back right.
The Kiwi team have hitched up high.
I think if it comes back right, that will be boat lay. So just what's the wind look like?
They'll be wanting to stay up high here for a late push on the Italians, so stand by for a big charge of the system here and a late push.
About to sail into more pressure.
Should get air in about 10, I think.
Yeah, they're definitely not a
I think we have almost racing line, okay? Only 6 to kill. They will charge at us 3 to kill, almost racing here, okay?
I think it's going to go.
Yeah, I agree with
Only
you.
a few seconds to lose the earth.
Pressure on the line.
Luna Rossa waiting for the Kiwis to attack.
We have still a little bit to kill. Happy to wait? Okay, happy to go now.
I'll leave you go here.
Racing pin, 4-9. Good timing here.
Inside the last 10 seconds, 2 of the slickest teams to go racing are about to fight it out in race 2.
can hold for a while.
And they're both good to go. Race 2, Louis Vuitton Cup in Barcelona.
Super even start there, both teams. Slightly different approach, not wanting to engage, but Italians in a squeeze mode here, trying to close the gauge there with Emirates Team New Zealand.
How's it look on the right boundary?
Over the slide.
Let's keep BMG good here. Doing well.
The voice of Nathan Outridge, Port Helm with Emirates Team New Zealand.
And 5.
American Magic really late here. They were slow in their previous jibe, and I think that's really put them on the back foot here for entry.
Happy to keep it for now.
He will be going back the other way pretty soon.
We have already said at these crucial moments heading into this Challenger Selection Series, you cannot make a mistake, and they're off the foils.
American Magic disaster coming off the foil. They will be a sitting duck there for INEOS Britannia.
On our brace, we'll just get into the next hit.
2, 1, going forward. There you go. Guys. 23, building here.
American Magic possibly choosing a jib that's on the slightly smaller size. Absolutely sitting. They have to get the boat taken off here. Should be enough breeze to take the boat off here.
If you're INEOS Britannia, now you just really have to concentrate on your own timing, your own approach.
It's all about staying on the foils. Time on distance now for INEOS Britannia.
Inside 60 seconds to go for race 3, and right at this point in time, INEOS Britannia have been gifted a clean start.
A lot of pressure now on INEOS Britannia just to pull this tack off. They're only just above minimum tacking speed here.
Stand by here.
Seems lighter in the start box than we've seen before.
Forward down. 3, 2, 1. 8.
Nicely done, INEOS Britannia.
Coming down. A little bit of wind when you can. Yep. Speed is quite left at the moment, so towards the pin's good.
American Magic here in real big trouble in this race.
25s. 4 down now. 13, 12. 11.
INEOS Britannia timing their time on distance to perfection in race number 3 of the Louis Vuitton Cup. They're going to get a clean run at this point to the top mark, and they are away, and American Magic is just getting up on the foils.
Restart penalty, USA restart penalty.
Umpire Richard Slater there coming in. American Magic will have to jibe and restart the race. They're over the line way too early there, and will have to come back, and big deficit to make up there for American Magic.
That's your line on your bow. It's going to be
absolute killer blow.
Just when we thought, Stephen, they were making it look easy. A bit of a reality check for Oliver. So hard to stay on the foils.
Now they're up against Rossa Prada Pirelli, one of the favourites to go all the way to the Louis Vuitton Cup final.
Fantastic entry timing there, Orient Express Racing. And Rossa Prada Pirelli entering on time as well, so stand by for a fantastic pre-start.
A week ago, Orient Express could go off the start, could they? They've learned a lot.
It's been a steep learning curve. The team doing a great job up against the powerhouse team here, match racing experts. Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Getting near the boundary, the French have to do something.
Both boats on J1 jibs, so the biggest jibs they can put on for power, as we saw the breeze dropping.
Thinking about going back with the tanker, guys.
Copy that.
Okay, full speed from here.
Real test for Pepin and Pontmondilla here up against Spittle and Bruni.
He's got to go through the gas there. So
Stand by tank, boys.
speed.
Going in 3.
Quite early Orient Express Racing here, so the Italians will tack and look to get a really good wind-up of speed here to get a big speed differential, put the French on the back foot.
Good positioning from the Italian unit. They can pick when they go and whether to attack or not. Orient Express, slow.
Yeah, sailing back through the dirty air there, Orient Express Racing, so just digging the boat out of the hole there. Time on distance for Orient Express Racing. I've got Rossa Prada Pirelli very strong with a big speed differential coming here. We'll put the pressure on Orient Express Racing.
The door is open for Luna Rossa.
Under 10 seconds to go for the start of race 4 in the Louis Vuitton Cup. It's going to be close to the line. And we are away. Orient Express Racing, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Race 4, Louis Vuitton Cup.
It didn't look pretty for Orient Express for a while, losing speed, but in the end, fantastic start from both teams.
Both teams getting off the line there. Orient Express just staying on the foils and re-digging themselves out of the hole, and they're in the race. Fantastic. It's to see a great battle shaping up. Looking like a on-time entry.
It's got slight in favour in this 1:14.
It's gone left quite a bit there since we came back this way.
Nice entry, time on distance there from American Magic.
Make sure we get a bit of depth early.
So we should be able to see Alinghi Red Bull Racing coming in now. It's under that 2-minute mark, and they are coming in late. But now, as we keep saying, let the dance begin.
Super critical, these light air manoeuvres here. Both boats on their big sail package, M1s, J1s.
1 minute for the pin, racing from here.
Got to be so careful in the box. Light winds, also they're mixing up the breeze the whole time.
Alinghi. Oh, they've sailed straight into the gas of American Magic there. You cannot build in there in that light air. Fully in the roost.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing, exactly as what happened to American Magic yesterday in the start box, off the fours. Now, can they get up and get going?
20 for the start.
A big push for it. 1 minute. Gonna have the boundary soon.
So hard to get up to pace there. It's light winds, the air's mixed up. They need, what, 20-something knots to actually lift.
I'll just have to roll the boat around here and actually start heading back towards the start line, try and actually foil on starboard tack. That is absolutely brutal for Alinghi Red Bull Racing there.
Fast.
Yeah, old school, back the jib.
I keep pushing.
American Magic now, time on distance basically for a start. They're actually sailing back above the line to actually get build in clear air. They don't want to sail in that vortex. They'll do a dip start and be off the left-hand boundary. Their next manoeuvre after that will be critical.
Counting down to a start. It's all good at this point for American Magic, not so for Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Nice work, guys.
Race 5
umpires, restart penalty Swiss. Restart penalty Swiss.
of the Louis Vuitton Cup, and American Magic is away, and the penalty on Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Just in front looks okay.
Yeah, in front looks okay.
30 seconds
American
here.
Magic really need to be able to pull this manoeuvre off. You see them there putting the bow down to build for speed.
20 seconds.
They'll basically need to keep the boat around about 28 knots minimum boat speed to pull this manoeuvre off, as I guess.
Boundary. Light here, but we've got the speed.
Okay, all in here. Train trial.
Big trim.
Happy on trial. Happy passion, yeah. Happy to
Big one.
Okay. The speed.
Every bit of practice, particularly in this critical area, the start box, can't be measured.
I think we're good. Yeah, nice. Okay.
All eyes on the boat handling of INEOS Britannia here. They've got a fairly captive audience at the moment, so well, there'll be plenty of armchair critics saying, oh, I would have eased that a bit more or trimmed that on a bit harder. But
if you remember at the end of their race yesterday, which they won, Sir Ben Ainsley said we have a lot of work still to do. He was very coy with us. He's also said it in the post-race stand-ups, as you call them, with the press. He said the same thing. Wasn't going to let us know what was going on, but one would suggest if we go back to the preliminary regatta, they got caught out on one of the starts. So again, the start and the importance of the start, critical. So to get it right, even if you're not being pushed.
Yeah, they're definitely taking this seriously. We heard Ben Ainsley say, you know, let's be really careful not to end up in our gas, and the boat's sometimes so close to touching down. It is right on the edge, so difficult to keep flying.
See the aggressive lines there of INEOS Britannia. A huge amount going on there with all the little bumps and deflectors and spray rails. Aerodynamically, a lot going on there, and you know, with the power of the association with the Formula One race car team, you'd expect to see some pretty cool stuff.
There's a perfect example of what many people remark about INEOS Britannia, the way they spin that boat around. Just whip it around at speed, as if it's on a dime or a penny.
That's your committee boat end on the bow, killing 6. Coming down. Tempo here.
They will practice these starts, won't they, in the simulator over and over again, but there's nothing like doing it on the racetrack.
So the philosophy here is just to charge the boat speed as much as you can at sort of 90 degrees or reaching angle in the flight air to start over target speed.
INEOS Britannia, race 6 of the Louis Vuitton Cup, and they are clean.
This is the umpires. New Zealand has retired. The race is stopped and awarded to Great Britain.
How about that? How about that? Just like that. Rossa Prada Pirelli into the box on time. You heard Jimmy Spittle say American Magic. Tiny bit behind, but now we go.
Maybe he's thinking port. Stand by. He's going straight very long there. I do my own thing here. Coming up here, guys.
Really interesting decision by American Magic to carry on a little further. Might see a slightly different approach to the start.
Yep. Coming up a bit more. Good speed, though.
Hey, Greeny, 20. Bit 40.
Not a great deal of bias in the start line.
Quite low in the box.
Hey, Greeny's gone.
Hey,
pit 20.
Luna Rossa gone all the way to the boundary, jibing back.
And 4 down.
Hey, going speed out of this.
Decision now on American Magic whether to jump, which looks like they are doing here.
Straight at us here at the moment. We are almost 440 killed. So the pit.
American Magic leading back, still a lot of time.
He's trying to get a little bit of gas around still. Speed.
18 speed line, so plenty.
He's a little faster at the moment.
Both boats are above the start lay line. American Magic just keeping an eye on the time, looking to see when Luna Rossa is going to start to push.
Both boats quite early, killing a lot of time there, so American Magic need to try and roll Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, but not be early for the start.
Inside the last 10 seconds. Who's the most under pressure? And it is a go, a battle of the heavyweights in race 7 of the Louis Vuitton Cup. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and American Magic split tack start.
Fantastic start there, American Magic. Really forcing Luna Rossa onto the back foot early. You see just on the foils there. Really down speed tack. Looking to sail in the gas. Rossa Prada Pirelli on the back foot here. Going to have to build the speed.
Emirates Team New Zealand in on port entry. It's big brother against little brother today. Both identical boats with Emirates Team New Zealand selling the French their design package. So this will be a bit of fun. What's more exciting is that boat is back and racing, the Defender.
France is a long way off the side of the course. They've obviously got some sort of drama.
Yeah, not really 100% sure what has happened here.
This is the umpires. France, boundary penalty, and France, incorrect entry penalty. 2 penalties total.
Oh, no. French are in trouble.
A really late spike off there from the French, so possibly a technical issue on board. Not 100% sure on the story there, but Emirates Team New Zealand sailing around their own pre-start on their own, just time on distance for them. France with a huge job here to get into this race, and not looking good for the French at the moment.
Remember, if you are a French fan, there is no points on the table for this race against the Defender, so don't panic. We did see the French team in the last race have a problem with their cycling system, so perhaps there's still a few gremlins then, and hopefully we'll find out. If you're Emirates Team New Zealand, it's all good practice.
It'll be open in about 5.
Pretty good pressure straight off the line at the moment.
So this is race A, the countdown clock, as Emirates Team New Zealand in the start box getting valuable practice without anyone to compete at this particular point in time. Still waiting to find out what the situation is with Orient Express Racing. They'll be practicing time on distance to get to that start line. Bang on as the clock hits 0. I'm sure there are just a lot of smiles on the faces of that team. That Taihoro is out and racing.
Management from Orient Express Racing Team. We will retire the boat from this race.
So as Emirates Team New Zealand cross the line,
France,
we've
this is
just
the race
heard,
committee. Good copy.
That Orient Express Racing are retiring the boat.
This is the umpires. France has retired. The race is stopped and awarded to New Zealand.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing coming in on starboard, port. They can come in from 2 minutes and 10 seconds on board. It will be INEOS Britannia inside the 2-minute mark. There's the 2-minute ticks over, and in comes Alinghi Red Bull Racing. And they can see INEOS Britannia, the challenger of record, steaming in as well. Big race on day 3 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series.
Not looking at an early move.
Both teams right on time there, within a second or so of entry, so exactly where you want to be.
Diving up here. Can you watch it for the D? Driving quite low.
Remember the danger here of falling off the foils. It is lighter, and a lot of bad air from the two boats going backwards and forwards.
65. Airing up here. I've got to go past him here. See how we go. Okay, speed's coming now. I can't see him, so you'll call here. Copy. 45. Yeah. Potential attack and
all the power on exit.
Or just a normal lead.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing all the way to the boundary now, heading back, leading back in this race.
Decision time for INEOS. Deciding to lead.
Coming away here, 2 p.m.
Okay, slowly breathing here. Ready to nuts. Very light, happy to press. Yes. I cannot press it.
Putting Alinghi right in the dirt there. Full roost, and I think they may be off their foils, Shirley. Big trouble here for Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Great decision by INEOS Britannia. They wanted to lead back, they wanted the left-hand side, and they give all that bad air to Alinghi Red Bull Racing, and it is light.
This could turn into a huge lead for the English here.
And there must be a feeling of deja vu for Alinghi Red Bull Racing. This happened to them yesterday. 15 seconds and counting to the start of race 9 in the Louis Vuitton Cup. How long will it take them to get back up on the foils? The clock's ticking towards 0 on the start. And we are racing. It's INEOS Britannia, huge advantage. Alinghi Red Bull Racing off the foils.
Great start by Sir Ben Ainsley and his team on INEOS Britannia. They had a plan and they executed that better than they could have expected. Alinghi Red Bull Racing still to cross the line.
Oh, beautiful time on distance there, the French. Lovely job there. Couple of seconds late, American Magic, but still in a strong position here. All about staying on the foils here and sailing cleanly.
I mean, this is a bit of the danger area, isn't it? You're sailing through the gas, the dirt of your opposition.
American Magic there taking the high route. That's basically to keep their air clear. So going up and tacking, making sure you've got a clean air intake system into your engine, which is the sails. They will now build speed and put pressure on Express Racing. Super important to execute these manoeuvres now.
Like there's also much to be gained from leading back. You're at least in control then of what you're doing.
American Magic jumping there. Orient Express Racing will sail through the dirt now of American Magic, so having to stay on the foils here. You'll watch the threading of the needle there. Orient Express Racing just have to keep edging forward there. Still 40 seconds to go here on the start, so Orient Express can keep edging forward there. And watch the overlap, possibly see some diamonds, to keep clear diamonds. Trouble now for the French if they can't stay on the foils here. 18 knots of boat speed, very marginal.
Still time, 20 seconds to go.
10 seconds to go to the start of race number 10.
For me, American Magic.
Still behind it, he's still following us.
Both boats just struggling to stay on the foils. It's all about staying on the foils, so they've just basically forgotten about where the start line is and they have to stay on the foils. So American Magic there will do a dip start. They'll need to stay foiling, as will Orient Express Racing.
So, late drama on the start of race 10.
Really, really clear, calm heads aboard American Magic there. Tom doing a really nice job of just recognising they were too down speed to pull the manoeuvre off and just kept the boat on the foil, and nice smooth turn up now, and they'll have quite a big lead.
American Magic dip under the start line and now cross the start line, and we are now a go in race 10 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Early advantage, and let's just say an early advantage to American Magic. Orient Express Racing now coming in. Got to stay on the foils. And they too are up and racing.
Square line, square breeze at the moment. Backing away, okay, clear.
INEOS Britannia bang on into the start box. 5 seconds to count to see how Luna Rossa are on time and distance.
Yeah, I'm happy with the clip and tack.
Hey, stand by right turn here, guys.
Here they come. Let the battle begin.
Hey, flip the line.
He's turning up.
The clip and tack, that's pretty much what we saw American Magic do in that previous race. Light air, game plan here.
Both teams really nervous of that right-hand bottom area.
And very light, coming down. All the way.
Copy that.
Nice, I can
see a bit of action above the actual start line here.
He doesn't align with the tack back, okay.
Ideally, in light airs, you want to lead back, you want to be in control of that fresh breeze, all dependent on the timing of the opposition.
Not yet.
Hey, Greeny is about 15, upper click, 25. Upper click.
A different pre-start strategy than what we've seen previously, Shirley. Really interesting to see how both teams play this out over the next 30 seconds. Could be a split start, sorry.
In a little bit more breeze, you never see a boat go to the left-hand side, and that is exactly where INEOS Britannia is.
He's coming towards us, so bow down if you can. You see him on the soft top?
Copy.
Head-to-head here, all about when INEOS Britannia is going to attack and lead back.
Rossa will be charging the system as much as they can to try and get a big speed differential and a hook here. INEOS Britannia need to stay bow forward, force Rossa to stay behind.
Attack probably.
Both boats on the line, ready to go for race 11. Who's going to get the advantage at the start? Counting down the clock to 0. And we are a go. Race number 11, INEOS Britannia, Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Give the first blood there to INEOS Britannia. But the split tack, they can get accelerated quickly here. They'll be in the game. Rossa having to build a bit wider on the tack there. So if INEOS can pull off a nice tack on the boundary, they should, in theory, have a small advantage.
As you can see, bottom of the screen, that's where Alinghi Red Bull Racing are. They're going to be way late into the start box.
So Alinghi Red Bull Racing, they're having to actually sail their way up to the course. They have to spike off the chase boat no earlier than 3 minutes for the start.
I think it's just as good of pressure off the boat end of the
Team New
line.
Zealand coming in now. They'll want a race today.
This is the umpires.
Against Orient Express Racing
Switzerland,
yesterday.
you are disqualified. Boundary penalty greater than 100 metres.
Absolute heartbreak for Alinghi Red Bull Racing there. As part of the rules, when the racing window opens, if you are more than 100 metres outside the boundary, you are disqualified. So absolute, such a shame there for Alinghi Red Bull Racing. They were so close to getting in, only probably a minute away from actually entering the course. So such a shame.
Such a massive team effort the last hour. They couldn't hoist their main. They had to come back to the harbour, make repairs on the mast. All the time very aware of the clock to get to the start. But, you know, an incredible team around them, and to actually be sailing in such a short period of time. Remember, this race is not for points. Their eyes will firmly be a couple of races further down the track.
So what do Alinghi Red Bull Racing do? Do they say, well, okay, it's a no points race, we still go racing anyway?
Good question. I mean, as we see Emirates Team New Zealand here sort of coming in, it'll be time on distance for them. They'll basically just try and have a start. I think Alinghi have made the effort to get there, but they might just say, well, we're here now. We're going to have a go.
24.
Hear the voice of Nathan Armitage counting down and trying to get time on distance inside the last 15 seconds now to start. 10 seconds to go to the official start of race number 12 in the Louis Vuitton Cup off the coast of Barcelona. Clean start by both teams, Emirates Team New Zealand and Alinghi Red Bull Racing, but you've heard race management, they are disqualified.
Very good mode. Slowly trending left from here. Want to go with them from now? Better pressure right.
This being a no points race, with the defender being involved, they'll probably just use this opportunity, Alinghi Red Bull Racing, just to see how they line up against the current defender.
No problem with them.
INEOS Britannia time and distance pretty much spot on as they come into the start box. You can see the green light flashing saying you're good to go in the start box. in speed. Look how quick they're coming in and going to engage Orient Express.
Yeah, over 45 knots of entry speed there. The French not mucking around, and they'll be wanting to put the pressure here on INEOS Britannia.
Enough breeze today in this pre-start to be quite aggressive, to get involved, to push the opposition.
They're quite high at the moment. Sure will then.
À combien? Ok, stand by barre away. En devant. En dernier ici.
Orient Express high in the box, jibing round. We'll probably try and get some depth so they're back in line with the start. Still a minute to go.
INEOS jumping there, so leading back.
On est toujours au-dessus de la line com. On approche les line com.
France coming for the push.
Ok, on croise les line com. 8 pins. Ouais.
Getting 5 here. High mode when we can. Captain. Killing 4. Let's go.
Il est pas loin d'être trop tôt. Ouais, je pense qu'il est late. On est à 6 late pins.
Getting safe on the pin, maybe not quite.
All about the tiny distance. Are they early?
Peut-être un chouïa tôt, j'ai pas vu. Ok, super.
A little early there, INEOS.
Easy racing.
Duck down, both boats having a duck.
Here we go, big wide on. Big wide on. Let's go.
We have a start in race 13 of the Louis Vuitton Cup, and it's a ripper.
OCS GBR, get behind. OCS GBR, get behind penalty.
Slightly over INEOS Britannia. They've got to get behind 75 metres against Orient Express Racing.
Meters coming down, that's good angle.
INEOS Britannia 40 centimetres over that line. We heard the surprise on board.
French will need to hit them hard here. Make them pay.
Ah oui,
Massive opportunity, isn't it, for Orient Express?
40 metres to go.
Still got to wash off some distance. The British there. A slow, painful 40 metres for them to wash off there, sailing back through the dirt of Orient Express Racing.
Penalty clear.
Well, Alinghi Red Bull Racing had a warm-up. They've already done a couple of laps, and certainly they would have been warmed up from this morning's antics, having to fix their mast in record speed time. They are ready to go for seconds to entry.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing coming in from the port side, and like the race before, they're all coming in at high speed. Rossa Prada Pirelli and coming in from the 2-minute mark. They too are winding up, coming in for the dance.
3, 2, 1, happy for board down. Down. 3, 2, keep going. Hi.
Plenty of wind pressure for the dance today. You can be as aggressive as you want. Alinghi Red Bull Racing coming back into the box.
Both teams
just on committee lane.
the J3 jibs there, so really, really nice breeze here.
Okay, little committee boat. Hey, 30 granny, 45 pen.
Quite low in
Coming down, guys. Go down, come on.
40. They're early. Happy to stay behind.
Pen 30, granny 10.
Yeah, be crossing them and we will go 30 for the pin.
Yep, happy.
Hey,
25.
granny's gone, pin 20.
This pre-start, in large part, is about mathematics, and those are the numbers you're hearing. Time back to the pin, time to lose. Alinghi Red Bull Racing choosing to lead back.
Almost racing pin, okay? Racing pin, only 15 left.
They'll go into attack and then look to push Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Boat's coming up.
One and order.
Okay, quite low angle level for the boat. Happy to do S here. Going down for the boat.
One down.
5. Go down until you see them. 5. 6.
Watch the speed increase here on Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
One ball down.
4.
Alinghi coming for the push.
1, 7 to gear,
1, 5,
6 to gear,
1, 5,
1 bottom.
10 to gear, 5 to gear,
happy to press clear for us.
Okay,
still 5.
Okay, angle here.
4.
Inside the last 10
Going
seconds.
to high mount straight away. 1 to kill.
From what it looks like, it's going to be a clean start. And we are a go in race 14, Alinghi Red Bull Racing, Rossa Prada Pirelli in the Louis Vuitton Cup.
This is good, I'm on there.
Lovely start by Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Stayed out of trouble, judged their own line. Now they're on the right-hand side and going well.
Still okay.
Keep pushing, guys.
And this is good.
It's still lower, slower.
The pressure
coming in here.
Down a little here and racing. Okay, it's 0.7 holding. Okay, no problems on the line. And clear to come down now.
They are good to go as they enter in on time. Time and distance good for American Magic. Check out the starboard. Here comes Emirates Team New Zealand. It's on.
Still right.
Wherever you want. They're going low.
Go forward.
They're on 2.
Pressure's fine straight off the line as well.
Into the start.
Alright, going up.
Okay, follow-ups.
I was trying to get some pressure above initially.
Keeps it 1 for gas.
They're happy.
Okay, 5 knots.
Pushing through.
Emirates Team New Zealand following into the boundary.
Okay, starting over him. Okay, happy to. Yeah.
Still
coming down. Happy to go down.
Put down.
Down, is it?
Turn it.
Down? Yep.
Down, still got wheel. He's going to go that side. Good job.
15.
Big board up here.
Chance of rolling here.
He's a little easy.
They're going for a potential reroll.
7 to kill.
20 for the pin, Pete.
Can easily
You're on boat
reroll
low.
here.
Yeah, copy, happy to do that.
Let's come down. He's slow on 2.
What are you back at?
20 for the pin, Bristol.
15 pen.
He's going high now.
Turning up
Press
hard.
down him again.
15 pen, 6 pen.
Just below starboard day. Not much room to the left.
That's
He presses
transfer
again
there.
here.
10 to kill.
10 to kill.
15 for the pin.
Yep, ties we
Slitting
can.
above him.
11 pen.
They're still quite high there.
Yeah, that should be red here.
Both boats just
Holding 11
above
pen. Yeah, copy, that's
the
sweet.
mark.
They're going to start the... let's just start charging for
8
that.
presses. 8 pen.
Pass down the way,
Okay,
Pete.
building here.
The big one
They're 4 early for the pin. Keep pushing him at the
At the
pin.
moment. You can come down.
6
I'll let
pen.
you know when red options
Coming
there.
down, turning up here.
Emirates Team New Zealand pushing
6
hard.
Turning up.
Close to
Hoping
that.
American Magic to be early.
This is way up.
Get him 1.
1 pen. Yeah, copy, holding.
American
Okay,
Magic running out of runway.
Okay, going to the pin. Full speed.
A split tap start here.
Pulling up.
Get a breeze straight.
2 of the big names are a go in the last race of the day. Race 15, Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series, and a split tag start.
Let's push there, guys.
There's a little advantage there to Emirates Team New Zealand being able to force American Magic hard down to the pin, keep them slow, build themselves tack, and then actually rebuild the speed to hit the line about 4 knots faster. So a little advantage to Emirates Team New Zealand at the moment.
Now it will be Orient Express Racing. They got the win first time round on day 1 of the Louis Vuitton Cup, and they do it again.
Bordeaux à droite.
Non, bah oui. Et
Marnie.
Going for Marnie. 2.
allez, je vais à l'avant.
The aim of the game here to take an advantage over your opponent and get off the start line with an advantage. So both boats doing the dance to try and gain the upper hand.
Ok, là-bas pour
Excellent.
Start up, Chase.
Very light guys.
Breeze has got light, like a slow patch for Orient Express.
Happy to say hello. It's massive right here. Just a picture.
At the moment, big left. 330.
25 to boundary.
Huge shifts out there. Both teams having to keep the boat sailing fast and on the foils.
Very light. It's not
In these conditions, really hard to follow a game plan because it's changing so much.
Big gear changes here. on both boats. Cyclors having to work hard here.
Par le haut toujours. Tu peux abattre, c'est le lancer pour le allez, deux focus, même tout petit peu. Heading 15, looking power guys. Il est posé. 14.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing there. A little off the foils and a little slow there, so they want to try and re-accelerate the boat here. French on their foils, time on distance, probably a dip start by the French. Alinghi Red Bull Racing accelerating, so they should pop up on their foils here.
Inside the last 10 seconds to the start of round robin number 2. This is race 16. And it is a go. Alinghi Red Bull Racing, Orient Express Racing, a monster matchup to start the week.
A little advantage there to Alinghi Red Bull Racing, but the French doing all they can to hang off the hip here.
That's an FT.
A little unorthodox start by the French. They're not terribly well executed, but they've survived well. They're very much back in the game.
Under 45 knots, Emirates Team New Zealand. They get the green light. Yes, they do. And they're in.
I will once through. Now.
Rossa Prada Pirelli coming in from the right, just a little bit behind time.
He's staying quite low, happy to go straight at him.
But they get the green and they are a go as well.
Really big pressure coming down from the right-hand side of the course, so it will be a battle, I think, from these two big teams to try and win that right-hand side of the course.
We've got 17, 18 degrees, 18 knots of wind now. I mean, that is full on for doing these maneuvers in the pre-start.
Wind over here. I need a little
worries. One down in
Ready 15, us getting on committee lay here.
Windy on the right, bit short.
Ready 40, about board down on me.
Yep.
1 board down.
It's 20.
They're on 2. Easy.
We'll probably go with attack, guys.
Yeah, big increase in pressure here.
Split up.
You got time? Plenty of time, no higher.
40 for the boat.
Rossa tacking up, getting a bit of separation.
Way above boat lay here. Have just tacked 30 to the boat.
80 metre boat guys.
There's the irons low. We have to go at him at some stage. I think I would go early rather than late.
Our bottoms, they're all good.
They're behind him.
Rossa just inside that boundary on the right-hand side. Big right-hand shift here.
Right, get it in a pretty push now.
Yeah, no problem going behind.
Rossa going for the attack, going behind the Kiwis.
17 for the boat.
Pushing them to the start.
18 to kill.
All the way down.
Heading towards the last 30 seconds for the start of race number 17, the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series.
One more push.
Clay line on him.
Just above boat lay. He's still.
I think he
Rossa fighting for that right-hand side.
Strong hit. Just don't let him roll you. 3, 2,
roll.
Still too early.
Trying to roll.
Rolling him, no problem.
High speeds here.
Don't be over.
Go for a right turn here, boys. 2-1.
Yep.
Race 17 in the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series is on. The defender against Rossa Prada Pirelli. Split tag.
Oh, big touchdown there, Emirates Team New Zealand. Off the foils, massive twist on the sails. Huge gains to Rossa Prada Pirelli off the start here. A massive deficit for Emirates Team New Zealand to make up.
Fine up here.
Yep, here we go.
Well, the words of Peter Lester are coming back to haunt them a little bit. He said, when you get a huge wind shift, you never know what could happen. Look what happened. The defender down off the foils, but now back up and going.
A critical entry here for both boats. Very, very light at the bottom of the course by the looks.
Probably going to have a piece of us. Even if we got a
So
penalty,
it's port entry from American Magic. Brucing Tom Slinsby pop out of his cockpit. He's done that a lot before, particularly the last light race day we had. And in come INEOS Britannia.
American Magic very late. They have a lot on.
Be a dial down here or dial up on the back foot. American Magic.
Big pressure, guys.
Here.
Both boats doing everything they can to stay on the foils here.
The breeze is very soft in this bottom left-hand corner.
The British there, ducking down below in the gas there. 23 knots boat speed, barely foiling, not fast enough to stay on the foils in a manoeuvre at the moment, the British.
BMG down, it's good. Working away, 2, 1, board down.
60 seconds and counting to start of race 18.
He's jived around. 30. Happy, as low as he can be.
American Magic high of that start line, but have pace.
He's almost off the foils.
Yeah, the British there just a bit slow, sailing back through their gas now and the previous gas, so they are off the foils.
Yeah, so it's going to be a...
Just one tack and then... Just let me know where we need to go to stay on this breeze.
American Magic now have to stay on the foils.
So just us on the line. Okay, I think we can make...
He's
coming back to us now.
These
16s, we're going to get some gas here. Okay, we're late back on there, happy to go. 17 us all the way up here. He's got a little...
American Magic still need another manoeuvre.
18, here we go. Making big push that. If you can work up to the lane, agreed.
American Magic there, tacking into fresh air there. They will be in fresh air there, so the British now on the back foot. American Magic could potentially dial the British here. They're going to have to duck and need to get through the start line there.
American Magic crossed the line for the start of race 18 against INEOS Britannia in the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series, and we are a go.
Super lucky by the British there to get on the foils, like real touch and go there, and American Magic opting to tack straight away, so I've got the boat's actually quite even now.
INEOS Britannia did so well to limit the damage. That could have been game over.
I've got him maybe a little late.
There it is. They are green. They are coming in. Tiny bit late, and then comes Orient Express Racing from starboard.
Crossing here, Jimmy.
And they get green-lit as well for the dance.
Yeah, fantastic entry there by both boats. So the French now putting the Italians under pressure and having to put themselves in a solid position here.
N'oublie pas, c'est la grosse gauche, faut pas descendre trop bas dans la boxe. On est content de faire un last manœuvre par le tac, je pense. Essaye de killer tout ce que tu peux là, Kep. Ouais. Là, c'est la 30.
Ok, je suis en bordeaux. Ok, bordel ici.
Ouais.
Alors, tu vas sur le cadre fort qui est chaud.
C'est chaud.
Allez, je pense.
French opting to tack there. Nice move, keeping their air clear. The Italians now looking to sail forward and take the advantage to leeward if they can.
This is the umpires. France boundary penalty. France boundary penalty. Get behind Italy after the start.
Oh, the French there, an unforced error. Unfortunately, pre-start.
And struggling to get back up on the foils. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Bit of a deficit to make up, having to get 75 metres behind from the start. The Italians here locking the French out to windward, so not only do they have a penalty there, caught to windward there, so dip start by the Italians here, and they'll be wanting to just rebuild speed and then extend out to that port side of the course, left-hand side looking upwind.
So a little dip start ready for Rossa Prada Pirelli as the clock counts down to a start in race number 19, and Rossa Prada Pirelli are away, followed by Orient Express Racing, who've got to serve a penalty.
Stand by.
Rossa Prada Pirelli will immediately tack here as well.
France penalty clear.
The French doing a nice job of washing the penalty there off in the tack, keeping in touch, and now having to try and sail the boat fast on the jib and keep their air clean as much as they can up this work.
They get the green light, Alinghi Red Bull Racing, so they come in from board, and here, coming in on starboard, will be the New York Yacht Club's American Magic. Ooh. I don't know about that, but did they get in a tad early?
Continuing.
This is the umpires. Entry penalty USA. Entry penalty USA. Just behind Swiss at the start.
An unforced error by the Americans there. Port Alinghi were in trouble after that wobbly spike off on the toe, and how the tide has turned. Advantage Alinghi Red Bull Racing. The Americans now, no matter what happens in this start, the American team have to drop back behind the Swiss team of 75 metres. So the pre-start will still be on, and the Americans will try and get a penalty on the Swiss. But if the Swiss can keep clear, the Americans will have to start behind 75 metres.
So tricky to pull it off and be aggressive to try and get that penalty on the other boat when it is light wind.
Happy to continue.
Start line looks very pin end biased. Expect
happy to go there.
The Swiss to lead back.
12 to kill. He's on 2 high, so he's on 1 now.
Time on distance now for Alinghi Red Bull Racing, just keeping it nice and smooth. The Americans there having to put themselves in a position where they'll want to accelerate, attack possibly, and wash their penalty off to stay in the game.
He's still high and slow.
Yeah, 12. 20 knots.
Okay, 5 to kill.
Watch out the speed. Push one boat. 10. Getting 10.
Okay, forward coming up.
Engage 6 boat lengths. Getting 8 on this angle. 7.
Okay, we're going to just build into attack out of this.
5. Slow down the comp. 4.
Last 10 seconds of the start, and race 20, the pre-start almost done, and it's almost ready to go. We hit 0, Alinghi Red Bull Racing, but American Magic with the early entry penalty.
We go with them.
2. 5 quarter. 1 down.
1.
Max pressure on the right.
I see more pressure coming down on the right.
Just having a look at American Magic's early entry here.
Penalty
Mr.
clear,
Bean,
penalty clear.
super close. And that's their positioning of the early entry. So it's an unforced error there by American Magic, having to drop then behind 75 metres. So big job for the Americans now to dig their way back into this race.
So 2 minutes and 10 seconds is the intended time that INEOS Britannia are allowed into the box to start.
Clear to come down. Back and down. Right in this box.
And in they come, now waiting for the defender of the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup.
Out across. Happy pass all the way down. That here. Okay, working up. Okay, what do you think then? Just up into zone 1, stroke zone 2. They continue. They're going quite high up. They are driving.
Both boats very experienced match racing teams here. And we will see the boats getting pushed hard here in the next 1 minute as they engage to try and take an advantage over their opponent.
Like top way left at the moment. Yeah, you are happy to stay high at the moment.
Slight bias on the pin towards that left-hand side of the start box.
Both
these boats in their last race starts had average starts. The race, the opening part of the day, and we go back to the day when Emirates Team New Zealand faced off against Louis Vuitton, little Rossa Prada Pirelli. So this is work still being done.
The defender is setting up high.
Just watch, don't get in too slow. They don't have a shutout on the boat, no?
20 to kill us. Hey, killing 1 for the pin. Yeah, they're trying to stay opposite.
We'll see a big speed build shortly on Emirates Team New Zealand to put pressure on the British.
Get on the charge fairly soon. Lose time.
Trying to come down to us. Hey,
they're going to get just around the boat, but they'll be sort of mid-line, I think.
The New Zealanders on the prowl, heading in.
we've got a big dam to come down. It looks like here.
Big speed delta there between two boats, so 10 knot speed differential there. British having to accelerate hard here.
British look happy to lead back, win that pin end.
Let's go. A little bit flat. So 3, 2, 1.
Racing again in the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Challenger of record, defender.
Good initial pressure, right, actually.
Great start by INEOS Britannia.
Just some pressure inside of us.
Basically, Emirates Team New Zealand just having to hold gauge all the way to that left-hand side of the course to then put the pressure back on INEOS after the next tack.
So it will be American Magic coming in from port, 2 minutes and 10. They're steaming in on the right-hand side, starboard. It'll be Rossa Prada Pirelli at 2 minutes. So they'll get their time and distance on point. And it looks like American Magic are going to be perfecto today. Green light as they come on port. They are good. Now waiting for Rossa Prada Pirelli to come in on starboard.
Maybe a 2 forward turn.
Yep, maybe 2 forwards onto a cross.
Running in a tad late, so let the battle begin.
Stand by, guys. Into 2, 1, 4 down.
Great breeze. We've got 11, 12 knots. I mean, perfect for full-on engagement.
See the swell there, real different angle there, so they're actually reaching across at sort of 90 degrees, but with the swell behind them, so real battle here for the teams to sail the boat well.
Big day for the trimmers, controlling the flight.
Sport down in 2, 1.
Decision now whether to jump and lead back or push.
No. I think we take that on, mate.
He's not jumping, so we're just going to kill him.
Let's try and use the boundary. Ready to kill boat.
2.
They're turning up here.
15 pin.
The line is square, so no massive advantage turning back early.
I think we'll he can still shot.
26 boat.
I think we go for the press.
25.
Down. 2 boards.
Yep.
It's 21 knots.
Probably tight to Louis. Pressing a little here.
Spin.
L take on sails.
It's 5.
Just a check,
He's pressing down.
20 to kill.
Happy to
3
push on
pin.
that. Turning down hard here. And then turning up hard into one, turning all the way up.
Both boats manoeuvring on 2 boards, just slowing it down.
It's just above starboard lane. 13.
Both boats killing time here, trying to gain the advantage, so Americans have to watch for the hook here from Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Here they go.
It's 8 line.
Coming down here.
Still just okay at this. 5 line.
Jimmy Spittle going for the push, trying to hook them.
Rolling up.
He's up.
Up it. All the way up.
Just can't get there.
Up it. All the way up here.
Clean start, race 22, American Magic, Rossa Prada Pirelli.
They're pressing a little here.
So I've got the advantage there early on to the American team there. Great job, great execution there, forcing Rossa Prada Pirelli surely to tack away and give themselves a chance to stay in the game.
Yeah, not the best tack by Rossa. They got slightly down speed, just laboured through that turn.
And turning. Good wave to accelerate there.
And INEOS Britannia coming in on board. They've got to come in at 2 minutes and 10. Cannot come in beforehand. Oh, on the money. Got the green light. Coming at starboard will be Alinghi Red Bull Racing. They too look good. They'll get the green light. You'll see the bar light up. And they are good to go as well. We've got a race.
Hit on left here. Yours.
He's going for circle. Okay, yours. Slightly lighter. Fully main.
Keeping low.
British going into a circle here, so a little bit more breeze now. We'll see a few more manoeuvres now that the breeze is getting up.
42 boundary.
105 for the pin. Pressure coming down on the right.
All the way around. We have to start to go up.
So going up here.
Diving now is quite far away from
50.
Giona.
And the left is still pin by us.
Time to both.
It's
Your wheel here. My wheel.
Max Bachelin calling a little bit of pin bias and a lefty. Might tempt them to lead back and on that left-hand side.
Both boats trying to get the advantage over their opponent here, so trying to force the other boat into a decision and a mistake.
Go past if you want, go past.
It's coming up. Holding here.
The British there, the giveaway boat.
20 for the boat. 6 for the
Eight ball down. Eight ball down. Nice. Holding up here.
It's all about mathematics, isn't it? Time and distance, boat speed.
Pin is open here.
Be patient. Okay, 5 minutes.
The British will speed build here and try and put some pressure on the Swiss.
Pin is open, guys.
11. Okay, up hard. Up hard. Here we go, boys. Hit it. Okay, board up in high mode. Okay, board's coming up now. Racing to the line. 5.
INEOS Britannia pushing.
Racing.
Okay, level boat switch.
3.
1 bottom.
Stay with it. That's in the line for now.
Okay, so racing here, guys.
Race coming on. He's coming nice. Yep. That's 8 here.
10 seconds to go for the start of race 23. Looks like we're going to get another clean start off the coast of Barcelona.
Nice.
And we do. It's game on between INEOS Britannia and Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
That's what jumping in.
Great start by both boats.
Both at top speed there, upwind, so a real drag race here out to the left-hand boundary. British trying to keep clear air above. The Swiss trying to come up underneath them and force them away early, so a real great race here.
Keep an eye on the bottom speed trap.
So powerful. If you can get to that left boundary with an advantage, INEOS Britannia just moving forward.
33 here. Nice.
Almost perfect entry by Orient Express Racing, leaving to the last minute second.
Yeah, perfect timing there by the French. Great job there. Emirates Team New Zealand entering, and everybody thinks these two boats look fairly similar. Their eyeballs would be correct. Emirates Team New Zealand selling a design package to the French team, similar to F1 selling packages. The French team opting for the design package and pretty much having an identical package here.
Pretty soft breeze. Emirates Team New Zealand just staying high, trying to stay out the gas of the French boat.
Just trying to go through all our gas. Okay, here we go now.
Buddy here, they're still going, different jump if you can.
Head tacking. Thoughts on tacking to it?
Yeah, it's all. Go cool.
Yep. 2, 1, and board.
Oh, the French there. Off the foils. Very, very light in that bottom corner. Emirates Team New Zealand there. Big power up at the mainsail there. Team New Zealand just keeping the boat on the foils, and
12.
really soft there for the French. See the massive camber there on Emirates Team New Zealand, keeping the boat on the foils, so they will do a dip start, and the pressure will be on the French to try and re-accelerate surely to get the boat back up on the foils.
It seems so high risk, that bottom right-hand corner.
Stay off the line, Andy.
Yeah, heavy straight still.
Just about judging time and distance for Emirates Team New Zealand.
Turn around it.
Yes.
Switch.
It's still off, so just don't be over.
Yep. No, all good.
Lining up the start for the last race of the day. Time on distance to a pinpoint precision, and Emirates Team New Zealand are away. And Orient Express Racing are languishing, trying to get up on their foils.
They have only 6 knots of wind in that bottom corner. Going to take a while.
Boat's needing around sort of 6.5 knots of breeze to accelerate, get up on the foils, and you see the boat speed there of Orient Express Racing. We'll need to see that climb to close to 20 knots in displacement mode to lift that 7-ton carbon fibre structure out of the water with all its crew. Manoeuvre here from Emirates Team New Zealand to keep the boat on the foils themselves.
Just look at that. Pretty much a perfect entry into port. And now we wait for INEOS Britannia to come in.
That's working away here.
Gee, they're both on it now. Let's go.
Perfectly on-time entry there by both teams, so very, very well disciplined. And we will see a full-on restart here with the two teams.
We're going jib here.
Still on two boards.
You're well, Ben. Come on.
Hey, grading 50.
125.
Biggie's on jib, mate. It's out. We're better way.
A lot to hill here.
We will be bearing away pretty soon along the wall.
He's still board, two boards. He's still on.
Working down slowly here.
One coming down here.
Get rotation in, please.
Hey, Greeny is 15.
Stand by time.
Good job, mate.
Dumbing them here. Okay.
Happy with that?
Both yachts, two boards down, just slowing it down a little, keeping the control. Running down along the edge of the course, along the edge of the start box.
Rachel rolling to attack here.
Holding board, copy. Not to kill. Yeah, coming down. Okay, coming down here now. Yeah. Do you think potential roll or not? Yeah. Can we roll? Roll. We do have roll. Copy. Roll.
British calling roll, so they'll be trying to sail across the front of Rossa Prada Pirelli to start to leeward.
We are on our line. Yeah, a lot of men to come. Still killing a lot here.
He will be far away.
Luna Rossa happy to let them go.
10 to kill. 12 to kill. Happy with the high mode here. 10 to kill.
Slow even.
9 to kill.
Caught up. Not yet.
Both inside the ley lines.
6 to kill. Start edging maybe.
Okay. Coming down here now. Caught up.
3 to kill. Edging.
Both boats really quite slow here, so it's going to be the battle of acceleration.
All the way for extended.
All the way, boys. You cannot be early. Performance here, okay?
We are racing in the final race of the day on day 7 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. INEOS Britannia, Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Just thinking of our options. Yeah,
pressure coming in. 2, 1.
Well, a very even start, but both boats are full boat lengths back. They got really slow and quite conservative in the box.
Yeah, nice. 20 seconds till boundary. Happy for a nice sneak on this tack.
He's going to attack pretty soon.
300. 15.
You just go underneath, right?
We are a little weak, so we will go to leeward. Guys.
8 seconds. 2, 1. 4 down. 3, 2, 1. Made. Yeah.
Down. 2.
Yeah. 1. Tack. Normal build.
But this race well and truly on there, so Luna Rossa not being able to punch far enough forward to actually hurt INEOS. So INEOS Britannia, first blood to them. They'll be wanting to put the bow down and actually sail across the top of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. So they'll be sailing a fast mode here to try and put the pressure on Luna Rossa.
That's a long way down.
Steaming in, they can't get in there before 2 minutes and 10 seconds. They're cutting it fine. No, they're not. They are on the money. And in comes American Magic. 2 minutes is the point for Orient Express Racing. They're cutting it fine, really fine, but they are good.
Just washing off enough speed there, the French. Good job getting in there and not being over the entry early.
Staying on 2 for now.
Okay, take a bit of height here early if you need.
Massive race for Orient Express. They are fighting for their America's Cup lives.
Might only be 8 people on the boat, but there's another 120 or 130 people behind the scenes and really on the boat with them from Orient Express Racing. So fingers crossed they can have a solid race here and stay alive.
Orient Express go behind and head up, just gapping off the opposition.
The Americans here, still both boats well above committee boat ley line there, so the French will need to sort of come down and start putting some pressure on the Americans and not get locked out to windward here.
French need to start pushing. Look very vulnerable there.
Ok, coupe notre axe bientôt.
Boat's open now.
Inside the last 30 seconds to the start of the race.
Hard down on the copy. North, south.
Time on distance here, critical.
7 line.
All the way up.
Coming down quick.
Okay, stand by. Caught up in 2, 1.
Big push here, man.
Big trim here for the cyclists.
Go hard, go.
It is on, the race between Orient Express Racing and American Magic. If there was one day the French need to go everything go right, this is the race.
Well executed, clean start by Orient Express.
I really need to get the pace on here because the Americans will be lining them up for the next tack, so all important to get a clean tack in and position yourself well here.
That left-hand boundary comes so quickly.
The Americans here will just be lamping straight on them here, so
it'll be Emirates Team New Zealand coming in on port entry at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And from starboard it'll be Alinghi Red Bull Racing at 2 minutes.
Just sliding up again.
2, 1, rolling away.
They had to wiggle to get in there, didn't they? They were coming in hot, Emirates Team New Zealand, but they got the green light, and then come Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
yeah, just a little pump of the brakes there on Emirates Team New Zealand, so big pressure here, lots of wind on the race course.
Full drive, okay?
Happy to go from now.
Airborne sound, pressure. And made.
And turning, giving control. Hard up.
One still a long way left down here.
Yeah, so clear with the mark. Nice one.
Slightly better on this side.
Lighter, 14 knots. 45 to
30. Biased and then lefty, but not much. Wide drop it.
Already done.
Just cruising down one now.
25.
Easy. Keep to the kid. Okay, down the inside of the mark.
10. Almost at zone.
Split up.
Almost 0.
20 pin, 30.
Split up.
Yep, all good. I got him up. Just watched that
Team
for the
New Zealand,
re-roll.
a slow turn, having a look at the
Probably
time
not
and
wishes if they
distance.
re-roll, mate. You are just above boat, lad. What are your thoughts? They've continued the attack now, 20 to the boat.
Alinghi setting up high.
To get at you here.
Pretty easy deal with.
Going away. Going down. 20 of times.
Keep bottoms.
Pins open in 3. Okay, they're down hard now, mate.
No problem. They will be early at the
15 and you're just on boat.
We're down now, all the way to downwards.
Okay, just through boat lane now. They're calm. They're still down on 2. They're up hard now.
Final win.
4 for the boat.
2, 1.
3 for the boat.
Yep, 4 noisy.
Big nitro's doing our job for us on Emirates Team New Zealand.
2. 1.5.
Breezes left will want to go with them when they go.
Full speed here.
1.5.
Big push, boys.
1.5.
Inside the last 10 seconds.
Open. Racing.
Emirates Team New Zealand just a click late there for the line. I've got Alinghi Red Bull Racing there with quite a solid start there, Shirley. Over speed and bow down, pressing on the jib, so early advantage to the Swiss.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing defending hard. Great start by them. They were fast, on time, on the right-hand side. Great work.
Happy to start. That's good. Happy to stay here.
Pressure on us.
Yes, bit of breeze. That's
Lower,
higher.
faster.
Bit of
So
breeze as we go
good
here.
mode. Happy to stay.
A little left for us.
Anti-air, slower. Still no issue with them. 44 to boundary.
We're on a good lane here.
Without going a little higher.
Okay, staying faster. They might die before us.
Racing.
Happy to keep going to the right. No lower.
Righty to come.
25.
Obviously a different size of jibs there on both boats, so Emirates Team New Zealand there on 5 and possibly Alinghi there on their 4, so should see a slight advantage to the smaller jib upwind and a slight advantage to the bigger jib downwind.
2, 1, and bottom.
Pas mal, tu peux l'amener vraiment proche de nous.
Orient Express Racing pretty much on target. You see the green light go up on the bar. They're good to go. INEOS Britannia, what's their time on distance like? They got the green light as well. So we are on.
French having to just keep clear of the British here. I think the British deciding that they weren't close enough to enforce a foul. Both boats, as we know, having to stay on the foils in this light out.
Still very light at the bottom part of this track. There's only 7 knots, more up at the top. So still very much in the danger zone of touching down.
Look at the heart rates here. And the wattage, and in the pre-start, this is where the cyclists have to work super hard and keep the boats on the foils here. Big gear changes with the sails in this light.
30 for the pin at the moment, a lot to kill. You go past here, right? Okay, yeah.
Both boats on their J1s and big mainsails, so opting for max power in this light air.
INEOS Britannia attacking round to follow them.
A lot of time to kill here for the French, so the British needing to stay on the foils. The wattage being put out there by the French team. A lot of movement here of the sails needed to keep the boat on the foils, so
France very early.
It should be a gradual up. Like around 3. All the way up. Here we go. All the way.
We have got a race started, race 28 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Today, how much fight have the French got? How much defence have Britannia got?
A lovely clean start, but a lot of gauge for the British team.
The British well over speed there, coming in with a big run-up, so they've converted that extra speed into height and forward, so slight advantage to the British at the moment, and we'll be looking to make the French's life difficult out of this next manoeuvre.
Nice
tack on Orient Express Racing, and they will remain air forward there, although a slight advantage to the British.
Nice, that's good. A couple of wind whistles. Let me know when you want the MG. From now, down the slope. Yeah. 4 wind whistles, good. Still more.
Je pense qu'il est le capteur est mort. Ok.
Orient Express in the dirt from INEOS Britannia, trying to go fast, limit the damage.
Just having a look at Rossa Prada Pirelli here, not setting up for their entry, so Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
This is the umpires. Italy's disqualified out of the boundary, more than 85 metres.
Just coming down, making our
so, not sure if we get some
to the Swiss.
Tactical play going on here. So, Luna Rossa possibly tactically pulling out of this race and gifting the win to Alinghi Red Bull Racing, so stand by for some more news on that, but very, very interesting play by the Italians there.
We don't know that for sure. They might have an issue. I mean, why would they want to? What do you think they might be thinking, Glenn?
Well, it certainly does mix up the points scenario, so whether Italy are playing a little tactical card there to help choose the pathway for the semi-final, we will see.
Well, hang on a minute. We're going to have a sail-off for first. We've got 2 teams which are now officially 6 and 2. So when the tie-break rule says sail off We said there were more stories to unfold. Didn't see this one coming, but I think one of you will tell me this is the America's Cup.
Yeah, stand by to stand by. There's a lot of moving cogs behind the scenes here, so let the games begin. And Alinghi Red Bull Racing just have to basically cross the start line here cleanly. They will be awarded the race win. And it is game on in the days of our lives of the America's Cup.
I know we just heard Ben Ainsley say, I'd love to finish top. I don't think he realised that he might actually have to race for top. He thought, oh, yeah, we'll go back in shore, debunk, and hopefully Luna Rossa beat Alinghi Red Bull Racing, who will now officially have to start. But as we know, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli has been DQ'd in race 29. Okay, but head's starting to spin.
1 minute to boundary axis. Average breeze.
Well, for America's Cup fans, we will have an additional race.
It's getting lighter.
Next, we will see New Zealand beat USA, and then after that, it will be a sail-off for first place in this round.
What more can this day throw at us? Final day of the Louis Vuitton Cup round robin series. Green light for the defender, Emirates Team New Zealand. But trouble again before the start for American Magic, still off the foils.
Boundary penalty USA, boundary penalty USA.
So time on distance now for Emirates Team New Zealand. You see American Magic there in the background with a boundary penalty, not executing that manoeuvre out wide, and it's a long way back, low riding back to the entry. So just building speed there to take off American Magic. So a lot of pressure on them now.
Wind is light in this bottom half of the track, 6-7 knots.
This looks really soft ahead of us.
There's a good sign, Patrick, back up on the foils.
They continue on forward.
Yeah.
So they'll just probably want to sail across and execute one manoeuvre from there to come back, possibly for a split start. The Americans, so time on distance, Emirates Team New Zealand. They will start on starboard.
They're at a disadvantage already because they've got the boundary penalty.
Split tack start here.
Okay, 30 to kill.
5 for the pin.
We're racing for the boat, so we're going to turn up into attack here.
3 for the pin.
And stand by.
Can't voice of Tom Slingsby.
2, 1. And
Pressure manoeuvre here for the Americans.
coming down. And aiming at them is probably pretty good.
Keeping the boat on the foils, so nice manoeuvre there by the Americans. We'll see potentially quite a clean split start here. Emirates Team New Zealand will wind these guys up and force them low.
Happy to come up here.
But you don't do a late game.
Okay, we still have penalty to kill. Keep fast here.
175.
Race start in race 30 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. American Magic with the boundary penalty. Split tack start.
Americans having to wash off that 75-metre penalty. You see them putting the bow down. You see the metres ticking up there. It's Emirates Team New Zealand gaining, so
Helming at the moment, stand in helm for Paul Goodison as Luca Calabrese. Big day for him.
Now we've got a lot to build here.
certainly is, and not easy conditions to jump straight in the hot seat and execute these manoeuvres in these right air. So,
Full press.
10, Sembo.
He has done a lot of helming in training, but there's nothing like the hot seat in a race.
Here comes INEOS Britannia, wait for the green light. And they are good to enter the start box. 7 seconds and counting for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to get the green light. And they get the green light a tiny bit late, and it is on.
All the jibe, but good puff on here.
Go around the mark. Stand by.
One empty to go.
Coming down.
They drive now? Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Hey, circle here, I think.
May.
Have some a little. Power out of this, boys.
Going forward.
A little bit of dirty air for Luna Rossa to sail through here soon.
When you can.
Nicholas Brezzi up there, wow, nearly 1,000 watts.
That's a good push. Cycles there, pre-starting these conditions. Most amount of work the cycles will do.
Okay, your wheel then. Doing a minute 5.
Hey,
Line is even.
Brady's gone.
Quite high in the box at the moment.
60 seconds to go for the sail-off to get underway.
Okay, there we go. They're very early. I think that will go behind us. Happy to press there.
Then Rossa Prada Pirelli taking a really early exit there, so a lot of time to kill for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. It'll be interesting to see if they soak here.
Killing 10. Big down. Coming deep and feeling. They're going low. Killing 9. Killing 8. Nice speed build there.
Big speed build coming for the British here.
21.
Luna Rossa are slow.
Killing 6.
Just above foiling speed there, Luna Rossa.
Line 9.
Killing 4.
Big push, boys. Flights.
Here we go, boys. 13. Killing 3. Nice there.
10 seconds to go to race start.
Mate's gone on both sides. 6.
1.
Here we go, all the way. 3.
Going. Here we go.
1. Go.
The sail-off is a go. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and INEOS Britannia. Who wants top spot?
Yep, trying to get the boat up.
Got a slight gain to INEOS Britannia there, just slightly over speed and actually winding the boat up onto the breeze just a little before Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, so early gains to INEOS Britannia.
Stand by.
Thinking here. I think we'll just hit them right. We've got. Okay, stand by here. Yep. 2. 1. Four down. Four's down. 2. 1. No. I will. 2. 1.
Britannia in a great position there to hit them and hurt them all the way across to that other boundary.
Nice here, normal build.
Luna Rossa too slow now to immediately tack back, exiting that tack, so they have to build speed to keep the boat on the floor.
Liking the ride at the moment. Yep.